Okay.
Isn't this a beautiful park and a charming gazebo right here in the middle of Medina? Oh, this is a wonderful place for me to pause and remember my life growing up in Medina County. Oh, so much has changed since I lived here. Why, the skies used to be so dark and full of stars. I remember making wishes on falling stars on those clear summer nights. Did I tell you my name? Oh, I'm Mrs. William House. People call me Letha. I was born Letha Elaine Brewster in Ontario, Canada, back in 1880. However, I grew up right here in Lafayette in Medina County. I was raised by my dear foster parents, George and Fanny Morse. Then, on July 30th, 1900, when I was 20, I married a wonderful man named William House. Will's family was quite successful in the shipping and tugboat industry on the Great Lakes. Will and I lived in Buffalo, New York for a short time. However, we enjoyed it in Medina so much that we moved back here and made it our home. It was during that first year of marriage when I learned that my biological mother was Margaret Corrigan Brewster, sister of James and John Corrigan. Perhaps you've heard of the Corrigans? Oh, James and John Corrigan were highly successful Cleveland industrialists, and James Corrigan was even known as one of Cleveland's captains of industry, having built a large fleet of ships and a steel mill, the Corrigan McKinney Company, which later became Republic Steel. I learned of this relationship from my foster mother after a most tragic accident which occurred on July 7th, 1900. James Corrigan's pleasure yacht sank in a violent storm on Lake Erie, taking the lives of his wife, 3 daughters, and a granddaughter. Well, I didn't present myself to the family for another week later. But when I did, Captain James, as he liked to be called, warmly embraced me to the family. You should say I highly resembled one of his daughters who had died in that tragic accident. You know, when I had made those falling star wishes years earlier, it hadn't been for money. But after the death of Captain James, I received a sizable inheritance. I thought much about what to do with our growing estate. Will and I were prosperous enough, and we enjoyed our simple life here in Medina. After much thought, I decided to buy a few pieces of jade jewelry. I hired a chauffeur because I didn't drive, and we built a greenhouse onto our home. Then, with the help of our attorneys, we established 3 trusts for Medina County. The first was the Medina Student Trust, which helped with student literacy. The second was the Lisa E. House Foundation, which supported activities for the people of Medina County. And the third was the Medina Park Trust, which built this charming gazebo and helps to maintain the park here in Public Square, as well as other areas in Medina County. I even had a park named after me in Chatham Township, where on a beautiful night, you too can make a wish on a falling star.